Well, today I'm going to do this scene from the embankment in Bedford. This has got a few challenges. I love that little pinky sky. It's not showing so clearly on my screen on my camera, but it's really quite pink and blue towards the horizon. And I've got this orange trees here, the leaf, the old willows I think they are. And the main feature is that bridge, the glorious Chinese bridge here, built in 1880, 1890 I think. And poking up the spire you can just see in the background there. We've got the swans. But so I've got a challenge here to try and get these tones right. The fine structure of the boughs on the trees and the branches, you can see. And but I've got to get the tonal values right. I started on it, so we'll have a somewhat shorter video. So I've got the first washes in, as you can see there, but I've got to step up the contrasts, I think. So I'm going to make up a nice thicker mixture, I think, of oranges and umbers to get down here. So I think I really need to get a bit of a decent thick mix, because as I say, this is a first wash. Yesterday evening I did this, so it's all quite dry, but I'm going to step this up with some orange, sienna, some burnt sienna. It gives me a nice colour there, but I think I need to put a bit of umber in it to, oops, sorry, knocking the camera there, to take the tone a little darker. It's just a little too orange. So let's go and bring this down to the river's edge here. A little bit there. So do that. Get us going anyway. And try and vary the tones a lot as well. And I know just in here it's a little bit browner, so I'm going to a little less colour there, not so vivid. And I need to get this a lot darker here actually with I think I'll put some Payne's grey in my mix there and make that down a lot darker. Yes, I think we need to do that. There's a band of darker colours here. So I'm just seeing it in terms of masses of colour at the moment. Dark masses. Not trying to look too much at the detail, just want to get the shapes in. And this is just, you can't see the shape of the tree or the fine branches. Just at the top we might put some in, but generally it's quite a mass here, and it comes down over in this, just delineating the bridge a little bit, and under here got reflections of them coming there, and here again dark reflections and shadows of these trees in the distance here. So I can put a little darker there. I say, as I've said before in my videos, you must have the darks, otherwise your lights won't stand out. It's a question of contrast, really. So I'm trying to get this a little darker there. I'll go in there with a finer brush a little bit later. I need some blues under this trees here, so I'll take a little bit of cobalt blue, a little bit of Payne's grey, a little touch of ultramarine perhaps. I need to get this in a lot darker here. And we've got areas coming across under the river here, quite a bit darker. To try and preserve some of the lights. Get this a little bit browner as well to reflect some of this reflection here. Yes, this needs to be a lot darker under here. Right, like that, and quite dark. Well, you don't want it too dark in the distance either, or the tones too dark. So it's always greyed out a little bit in the distance. So put a bit more blue into it, perhaps. Using a little bit of dry brush here, which helps capture a bit of the sparkle of the reflected sky. So we do that, and just about here actually I've got a little bit of a conifer showing, so I'm going to put in a bit of green here. It's just poking its head out here, so I'm using a bit of viridian and a little bit of sap green. To come down here, you can see a little bit coming from behind this tree here. We'll try and do that. I will put some fine lines in there as well to try and give us some shape of that willow. Just a few trees in the distance there. I think I need to put more thicker colours in here. Right, I will put in the church steeple here when I've drawn out my bridge. Now the question is, the bridge, how do we do that? Because it's white. So am I going to do some negative painting? I might do that. Yes, if I put this, you're looking through some of the structures of the bridge, like that, and under here, but I could actually draw it in with some gouache later. Perhaps I might do that. I think maybe that's the way I should do it. Try and line it up like that. I want to draw this tree trunk a little bit stronger. There were some big trunks there, so we'll try and suggest that, and we've got more trunks here. Try and suggest that. I think I'll go across with a fan brush as well. See if I can do more lines on there. I think I'll get a little smaller brush now. Let me see what I've got. A little square one, and I'll use a fan, I think, in a minute, just to in fact I might do that right away. Let's get some dark colour, some browns on my fan. Can you see my little fan brush here? All broken up edges, so we could see if we can tickle in a little of the tree there. Yes, I think we can do that. And we have also here some opportunity to show it. And we have some fine structures here, so you can just use the edge of your fan brush like that to help with it. I'm just wondering if I get some orange and yellows, tone it down a little bit. That's better. Yes, that's what we need to show, leave some of that lighter tone behind to represent lighter foliage. We can put a bit of orange here, hanging over this bit of the embankment here. Little fine bits sticking out. And we could have the odd darker bit here, trying to vary the colours so they add interest. This is just a mass of colour and tone, so we won't put individual branches in, not in this mass, because you just don't see them in my reference, but it's just perceived as a mixture of browns and umbers, oranges. So I'll try and bring that into it by varying the tone. Right. I've just noticed too, in my foreground here, I've got to try and get some of this lovely pink, some reflection of the sky. So I'm going with get a little bit of rose madder or something pinkish. Let's see what I can get. I've got a variety of reds on my palette. Some madder and crimson alizarin, but I want a sort of nice pinky reflection coming down here. I must soften this edge up of that shadow as well. Yes, I think that's it. We'll keep it fairly light though. A little more pink here. It comes right down here actually. Let's keep the light horizontal to represent reflections in the water. Must be horizontal for it to read as water. But I need to soften some of these. This is £140 knot paper, so got a little bit of texture in it. So a bit more pink here. A little bit of the grey of the embankment as well. I think I'm going to use that little square brush I've got and see if I can put some more hints of trunks here. Some fine lines. And I think if I put a little with my rigger, I can do some work as well. My fine rigger, which I'll pull out in a minute. Yes, let's get that onto that now. What have I done with it? Oh, here it is. This is a little rigger. This one is Graduate Dollaroni. So I can just get some darkish tones, which will help me put some finer lines in, I think. Just to suggest these bare limbs here. It's autumnal, so they weren't just fine branches without much foliage now. You can vary the angle of your brush like this and do some almost dry brush work to create some texture. Got a little bit of texture showing here, some of the trees poking out over this. And got to vary shades of our green as well. So I could put a bit of green, viridian, get a little bit of blue to darken it. Do a bit of hookers. I've got 3 different greens on my palette, so I can mix them and get infinite tones. Right. In the centre of a tree, in its heart, it's often a lot darker. So you've got to try and get that. So again, come up with my Payne's grey. And there's some passages of my nearby tree, this willow, which are quite dark. You don't really see them as individual branches, but certainly they're hangover. So let's get a bit of orange, step it up at some places. And with watercolour, it's going to dry a lot lighter as well. Remember that. I need to get a bit of sparkle in my water as well, and put some lines to represent the reflections. I think a little bit of dry brush here with this rigger does allow a little bit of brown there. I think we need some in this mid area as well. Let's get something a bit darker. No, it's a little bit darker brown, I think. Oh, it's black, even grey. Coming across like this, and under the bridge it really is quite dark here. Bit of shadow cast by the bridge. Must make sure my tree is grounded as well. You don't want that floating, do you? But I've got to get this bridge structure in somehow. So I think I'm going to just bite the bullet and have a go with my fine rigger now. See if I can introduce some of the structure of it. It's a very delicate structure actually in its shape. I think if I use these fine, but although it's dark, I could probably put an edge of white over these darker structural things. That would give me some opportunity to put the shade. You put the white up against the darker lines, it might delineate the form of the bridge for me. These wires coming down here, all these structures. So I think we'll do that. I think I'll be going over that with some gouache. I need to darken up under here as well to show that distant bank, the embankment going away into Bedford there. It's good to step back and ask yourself, squint your eyes a little bit actually and see if you have got these dark passages right, and I can see I need much darker here. You think, oh, it's all dark, do I need it dark? But you really must get those darks in. And of course it's relative to the other shapes and forms you have. Let's see, I got enough marks. Yes, with my rigger now, you can see I'm just going to put some fine lines in to try and suggest these old fronds or whatever they're, these little branches that you get with willow, certainly when they're at this time of the year. These are a sort of coppery colour actually. I think I need a little bit more red, so I'll make up a bit of red to drop in there. Let's see if, yes, why not? You don't have to be absolutely accurate to your reference. It's what will work for your painting. It should be your main concern. Get some more orange, I think. Some sienna as well. Right, okay. I think I could put some more fine branches in here to show this. Something still showing there. Some of these trees along the embankment, you can see some of them still in that. You're trying to keep every element of your painting interesting. So if it looks a bit boring, put some texture, some things into it. Again, I'm squinting my eyes. Still got to get this dark in, I think. Darken up under here. I need to try and get a bit of reflection of that tree as well in the water here. Break it up a little bit, the image, and also bring out under here darker elements. Yes, I think that's what I'm missing. Otherwise it's too flat. You need some dimension to a painting, and you get that from light and dark in your shadows, reflections. Try and keep that line along here, the embankment, this path that comes along here. Right. Right, how are we doing? I'm tempted to put this a little darker here, but I want to push it back a little bit. So if you look at your photograph, sometimes you think, yes, I need to have this darker, but it's, as a painting, you need to bend it a little. If you chase the photograph, it often is too dark, those distant elements, and they need to be lighter, less colour. So what I'm going to do is take a damp brush and kind of lift a little bit there, wipe it off on a bit of tissue, because I don't want that to come forward too much. Although in my reference it suggests it should be. But I've made that mistake before. Chase the photograph. It's not always a good idea. It is, after all, a reference. It's not, you mustn't be a slave to it. Take from it what you want to make a painting. Now I think I should, let's just make sure I've got some dry brush here. Try and maintain a little bit of sparkle. But let's get in with the gouache. So let me find some of that, because I want to. Our star of the show is, of course, the Chinese bridge. I haven't yet put in the church in the background, but I could pencil that in. I might do that with a fine pencil, as it's got to be fairly accurate. So, but let's get some gouache on the palette and see if I can pick out that bridge a little bit better. So I think I'll have to have a fine rigger one for this, and see if I can get a fairly stiff mixture and see what we can do. Yes, it's coming along. We've got that. A nice little line coming down here. Another line across here. A little bit more water, a bit too stiff. It's not coming off my brush. Yes, I think so. And then we just put lines down here to represent something of the lovely shape of this old bridge. Structure there. Perhaps should do that. And while I've got the gouache, I can put a few highlights here and there, and we've actually got some swans here. So I'll set them against this dark, otherwise you wouldn't see them. So there we are. Oh, we've got some swans here as well. Whole families of them. People feed them, which I believe is not encouraged anymore. They should eat the weeds and the grass rather than bread. It's just not in the proper healthy diet for a swan. We got some sparkle here, and even a little here. Not too much though, let's be careful. Okay, a little bit. Yes, we've got a patch in here. Let's put a patch to give us some contrasts. You must keep your lines horizontal though, so it reads as water. Now, have I done enough? Actually, I could do quite a lot in it if I took my time, but this is just a sort of sketch, really. You could work up a sketch like this into a more dramatic painting if you wished. Now, should I put in that? I think I need to bring this down a little bit. I haven't quite got my shape, the curve right. Bring that down. That's better. So let's get a pencil and see if I can put in the church. So I get my little propelling pencil here and see if I can get this church in. It just projects a little here. See the tower there? And you've got a spire here. St. Peter's in Bedford, this is. Right. So, I just can use my pencil to help me with some of these shapes. Yes, I think it might be sufficient. So you can spend time tidying up on lots of your drawing, your painting, lots of structural things, but you can just delineate a little bit better with a pencil under your control here. Just make that stand out against the skyline. Just a hint at it. That's it. How does it look? I think I could probably do a few finer branches with my rigger on some of these trees on the left, and perhaps darken up it parts too. So let's get a bit of light red and tone it down with some umber. Yes, that'll do it. And I can, yes, that's much better. I'll look at my reference. Yes, I think that will help it read a little bit. Sticks and branches. This could come down as well. Right, there we go. Just a little darker in places, I think, here in the heart of my tree. And I noticed there, too bright, too much light coming in this under part. So darken that up a little bit. And I could put some more dark elements, I think, in these. Because essentially they're just shapes, really. That's the way to view them. If you try to start putting branches in, you put too much detail, that is actually counterproductive. Because this is our main focus of attention. This is where you want to viewer to look, really. Bring this down a little bit here. Make a little marks. This one a little bit too prominent there. Right. I think I might just say we've reached where we should probably call a halt to it, certainly for the purpose of the video, but I could spend a lot more time in my studio going to the little fine details of it. But as I say, this is just to try and capture the atmosphere of this lovely setting here on the river in Bedford. So if you're passing by, come and pay a visit. This is a very beautiful part of Bedford, actually, along here. Walk all along here into Bedford itself. Now, have I got enough dark under here? It does come out here. Soften it a little bit there. And also there's still, you don't really see much under here. It's just these lines of dark branches all in the shadow under here. I'm just wondering, this is a very thick mass of colour, and I'm just looking now and I don't think I have quite the tone I should have in terms of light and dark, so I think I need to darken this a smidge and bring it down here right into my foreground. Right, that's a little darker. I don't use black, I'm just using a Payne's grey mixture, which I can add to with my other colours. If you use straight black, I think the received wisdom is that it will kill your picture, and I think there's something in that. If you make them up yourself, they're very individual. They get that tonal value just right for you. Again, try to keep it horizontal so I don't, so it reads as water. Actually, I'm tempted just to exaggerate it really with just a hint of blue in here. Yes, I think that's it. It will help it read, I think. People expect it to be blue, so why disappoint them? The sky does have some blue in, just here into this, but it was largely overcast and greyish out there, so we're not far out really. Not too bright though. Well, there we have it, the Bedford embankment. And if you like this, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button, and then you will be notified of any further work that I do. But more for the point, it's really encouraging to get some likes and also comments. If you've got any comments, if you paint yourself or you just enjoy it, please drop a note there and I'll reply. And I'm interested to learn how you view these and what sort of things you like to see me paint as well. What is your favourite? You can look back at some of my old paintings on my YouTube channel. They go back quite a way. I've done some oils and different studies, so just have a look at this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Well, here is the final painting, completed. I've taken off the tape, so you get a little bit of a cleaner edge and a frame. So I'm reasonably happy with it. I said it was trying a bit of an experiment to see if I could get these washes in and do it in a fairly loose style. So I've got to sign it. I'll sign it here. PGP 20 24.